Welcome to Edu-Astro. So now the Pisces ascendants. What does the Saturn transit have for you? The core theme for this Saturn's transit in 2025 for you is the burden of self-transformation and personal responsibility. This is where Saturn wants you to focus on. So Saturn is transiting on your first house ascendant. So that means the impact is going to be totally towards you, right? So this is a period of serious self-reflection, personal restructuring, and relentless pressure to take responsibility for your own life. Own life, important. If you are only working for everybody else, it's time to introspect on yourself and fix your life. This is what Saturn will help you to do, provided you listen to Saturn. So this transit is happening on the 29th March 2025. Then it will stay there for 2.5 years. So it will give you 2.5 years to work on this. So Saturn here will not allow immaturity, escapism, or self-doubt. This is the catch. Whether you are a Pisces ascendant or a Pisces moon sign, you are going to feel the effect. Ascendant more profoundly in terms of physical forms, and moon sign more profoundly in terms of mental. Saturn will not allow immaturity, escapism, and self doubt. Remember this. It will break the old version of you and build a strong, wiser, and more disciplined self. For that, if you adhere to what Saturn wants, then it will be an easy and a very enjoyable ride. But if you don't, Saturn is going to make sure which you might not like. So listen intently. So your main pressure or main focus is identity, health, and self-discipline. That's the core theme, right? So anywhere it is related to your self-identity, your personality, your physical health, leadership, your confidence, your personal development, your independence, your maturity, responsibilities, long-term goals, uh, authority over life choices. All these things will be put to scrutiny. Why? Because Saturn is going to take up things which you have avoided for the past 30 years and kept inside you and throw it in front of you for you to scrutinize and see how am I going to improve and prepare for the next cycle. Remember, this is Saturn's last transit of this 30-year cycle. After this, a new cycle starts when Saturn will move to Aries after 2.5 years. So Saturn will set you up for that. Saturn will demand extreme self-discipline, patience in personal growth, structured approach to life's responsibilities, and endurance in hardships. That's how Saturn will build your character. Now, the way you are going to feel the pressure is that your self-doubt may increase. The progress will feel slow. Responsibilities will feel heavy. Health must be managed carefully. This is a period of intense personal transformation. But do you think it is good or bad? Because if you follow what Saturn is saying, that means if you embrace discipline, work on your health, structure your life, and take full responsibility for your actions, Saturn will build unshakable confidence, long term stability, and immense personal strength. Now, this is a very big reward for the 2.5 years of effort which Saturn wants you to put in, right? Because he's setting you up for the next 30 years cycle. Here, the key lesson is that you are being restructured. Remember, restructuring takes pain, time. So you are being restructured. Your future self depends on how well you handle this test of endurance and responsibility. It has been left to you. Saturn will help you do that, no doubt. So, of course, praying to Saturn and doing the rituals is perfectly fine. That will help you. But unless and until you consciously work on yourself, Saturn will make sure you do it in some way or the other. The second area where you are going to feel the scrutiny is your effort and communication. In matters of courage, hard work, mental strength, communication, business ventures, short travels, siblings relationships, execution in leadership, public speaking, willpower, all these things will be scrutinized. What have you not done? What have you left incomplete? Saturn will demand structured communication. disciplined execution of plans, patience in learning new skills, or rather courage through consistency. The way you will feel the pressure is if you take risks without planning, you will see failures. So plan and strategize and then take the calculated risk. That is fine. Communication must be measured. Relationships with siblings, colleagues, neighbors may feel distant. So you must communicate effectively and that will solve the issue. There are certain times when other things have to be done, but half of the work will be done with proper communication. Your relationships, personal, professional, social, everything will be impacted by proper communication. So, if you take Saturn's way, if you persist with patience, structure your learning process, and execute plans strategically, Saturn will grant powerful communication skills, business success, and mental resilience. So, what's the lesson? Your words and efforts must be well structured, thought through, and executed well. Recklessness will lead to failure, but discipline, only discipline, will bring success. Now, there is another area where you must scrutinize, and that is relationships and commitments. So, when it comes to your marriage, business partnerships, any public interactions, wherever you are required to put diplomacy, negotiations, trusting others, long term commitments. These are all areas where Saturn will help you scrutinize. Saturn demands here that your commitments should be serious. If you've committed something, you must honor it. You just cannot say, I'll do something and then don't do it and have a specific excuse or something. So, Saturn will ask you to think through things properly and commit accordingly. If you have to say no, please say no. Only that if you communicate properly with the correct words, the message will be heard. If you don't do that, then there will be problems. So all Saturn is asking is think through properly, make commitments accordingly, and communicate commensurately. Saturn is also asking you to be responsible in relationships and patience in business dealings, legal matters, all these things. Structured approach to trust and partnerships is what Saturn is asking you for. Because trusting and committing will only come if you have done your due diligence and if you have a structured thought process and you communicate properly. So it's all interrelated. This is what Saturn is asking you to do. This is Saturn's demand. Now, the pressure you will feel is in a way that superficial relationships will end. Weak commitments will fail. Business partnerships will require structured thought process agreements. Personal relationships will demand maturity. Now, you see how Saturn is preparing you to go to the next level by these things. When you handle these things properly in the Saturnian way, that means if you approach relationships with patience, honesty, and responsibility, Saturn will grant stable partnerships, strong business connections, and long lasting relationships. This is the reward Saturn will bring. So, what is the lesson? Love, trust, and partnerships will require maturity. Weak relationships will break, but strong ones will be tested and strengthened. Here again, I'll reiterate your dasha and the promises in the chart are going to supersede what the transit themes are, but these will amalgamate as per the promises in dasha. So understanding the themes is very important. What event exactly is going to take place will depend upon the promise and the dasha and when the transit happens. Now, there is another area where you will feel scrutinized: career and public image. So when it comes to your career, reputation, work responsibilities, authority, professional life, leadership, status in society, matters with government, matters with seniors, father's family, business success, career longevity, all these things will be scrutinized. Whatever is pending will come in front of you. Saturn over here demands that you do the hard work, have patience in your career growth, have a long term vision where you want to go, and be responsible in leadership roles if you are in. You will feel the pressure in a manner that the workload will increase. Recognition will come slowly, and authority figures will expect more. Now, professional struggles may arise if past mistakes are not corrected. So, it's a time for introspection and then action. Now, if you embrace the Saturnian way, if you embrace responsibility in your profession, Work hard without expecting immediate rewards. This is the most important part. Saturn will demand patience, will ask you to be at a place and finish the work and only then move on. So, if you are showing patience and working hard without expecting immediate rewards, and if you stay disciplined, Saturn will grant a stable, long lasting career and unshakable professional reputation. What's the key lesson here? That career success will not be instant, but if you prove your endurance, Saturn will make you an authority in your field. You've got to go deep, be patient, you will get. So, what's Saturn's final judgment for you? That you are being reshaped into your strongest self. Get along with Saturn, and Saturn will help you. This is the most personal and intense transit of Saturn amongst all the 12 zodiac signs. It is a direct confrontation with your own limits, weaknesses, and responsibilities. So you must become more disciplined, independent, and resilient to pass this test. Saturn will teach you independence. It is required because you are being set up for the next 30-year cycle. So if you resist, Saturn will bring physical exhaustion, mental exhaustion, self-doubt, isolation, relationship struggles, and career setbacks. But if you persist, go the Saturnian way, Saturn will build a version of you that will become unstoppable. One who is wise, patient, respected, and capable of handling any responsibility. Choice is yours. But there are some special focus areas you must be cognizant about. You may face health issues. Marriage may be on the cards with a karmic partner if you are not married. Or partnerships might happen with karmic partners. Or you might face relationship issues, some karmic relations. Elder sibling may face issues from documentation or travel. These are some areas where, if you are cognizant about, you'll be able to understand when those things are actually taking place according to your dasha, promises, and transits. So, what is the final message for Pisces ascendants? So, Saturn is asking you, who do you want to become? The road ahead, yes, it is not easy. Saturn is telling you that, but it will define the person you are meant to. So, if you take responsibility for yourself, your career, and your relationships, Saturn will make you stronger than ever. And if you run away from responsibility of yourself and the other responsibilities which you have, life will feel heavy and so. Saturn has left the choice in your hands. The choice is yours. Thank you very much for watching, listening. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And also check out the course which we are launching on the 30th of March for all the astrology lovers, for all people who want to learn astrology in a simple and fun way. It is a very important and a very interesting course. Please do check it out. Thank you. Take care and bye-bye.